Hi, Scorpio. This is Just with your April 2017 council. I hope you guys are having an enjoyable day so far. So, Scorpio, all work and no play, huh? That's what I see here, definitely. There's a lot of work. You guys are working really hard. And I feel like you guys are just trying, some of you are hiding behind work because you may have to make a decision or you have to do something. And it's like, you know what? I'm just going to keep my head low, my nose clean, and maybe it'll figure itself out. It's crazy because I'm seeing here that some of you, you have money, right? You're making money now because you're working. So you're making money, but you can't spend it. Or family is your focus. Family is your everything. But family is also your downfall because family has you a bit trapped. And although I do see that you guys have, you're still fighting a good fight. You're still, you know, wanting to see this thing through, and you will see it through. But you're at this point where it's like, you know what? I need a break. I'm saying that you guys are needing a break. Family might be a bit for some of you. You may have to, some of you may be supporting your family, or I just get this, wanting to kind of like bust out on your own, but then having obligations around you so that you can't necessarily do that. And still having to kind of keep that brave face and keep going to round 2 and 5 and 8, 9. I do see that something kind of happened out of the blue for some of you. There could have been a change up in direction for some of you. Okay. You may have heard that some people have just actually left your job. So some people could have left. Okay. Or there may be a new opportunity that could come your way. And it's going to be a little while before you can actually start, or you're needing to take some time to evaluate and to try to come to terms with what is the most practical and stable and the most beneficial decision to go in a particular direction, because I do see growth happening for you guys. And for some of you, it hit like bam. You could have been working your job and putting in a lot of hours, and the next they want to promote you to manager, supervisor. They want you to take on a more significant role, almost like I get mother hen. But there's going to be some time in between when you can start that sort of thing. Now, if you're pregnant, for some of you may find out of the blue you're pregnant again, or you're pregnant for the first time, and now you have to cut back on your hours because you're going through your first trimester, and it's going to be another month before you are feeling well enough to be able to kind of resume your schedule. A lot of you are working really hard, and it's not leaving you any time for social life. Now, you have been, I feel, for the past 2 months, and for some of you, the past 2 years, you have effectively kept not necessarily the balls in the air, but kept your wits about yourself, right? So you have been doing what you need to do, and just kind of that has brought you a sense of like peace. You've been doing whatever it is you guys have been doing. You've been doing it for whatever amount of time. You have gained a level of what is the word I want to say? You've gained a sense of natural ability, natural affinity for that thing, right? And it was a slow and steady effect, slow and steady. But now it's almost like you're not really sure. Again, there's new opportunities, but you're not really sure, about where you want to go, what you want to do, if you should continue to do this type of thing, and what exactly you want. Okay. So I do see a bit of confusion. Your energy is kind of like all over the place. And you guys are going through a little bit of all the energies, basically. But the greatest part is that I do see that your emotions are pretty stable, and you're slowly continue. You're you keep doing what you're doing, and you're going to get what you're getting. Outside of the pregnant ladies that have to kind of scale back, but you're going to continue to go to work. You're going to continue to, do what it is that you do, and trying to sift through what is your next move, or should I be doing this, or now what is what I'm getting, now what? I feel external to some of you guys. There may be some type of somebody at your job could be in a bad place. Someone at your job could not necessarily be feeling like job is for them anymore. Okay. This could also be you guys, that you no longer feel like it's the right thing to do is to stay at this job. But you may hear that from, because this is more external energy. So you may hear that from somebody at the workplace. They're not making enough money. They're no longer happy, that sort of thing. Okay. But I get, it could be even your manager, that some of you are seeing that your manager is probably going to leave, or someone's going to make a move, is what I'm saying. Now, others of you, if this is a family situation, your mom may be in a bad way. And you may not be realizing this. So some of you may, you're going through whatever you're going through, and you may not be realizing that your mother may be, going through something. Okay. And it can have something to do with finances. It can have something to do with just her being practical about something. Some of you could have some family issues, because I do see like family, almost like your family is like, has you, I don't want to say in a chokehold, but they have like control over you to some extent, and it's like, it's wearing you out. And it's like, listen, I'm giving you money, or, I'm trying to keep this thing going, but, it's almost like you probably look at yourself and say sometimes, like, it's like, damn, it's like nothing I can do. I don't know what to do to make the situation right. You may be feeling like that, right? And you have to know that it's not you, it's this person. They are just not in a good place. For whatever reason, they don't feel very stable, and because they don't feel very stable, they may be wanting to kind of stifle you, because they may be feeling like, okay, if you go too far, then you're gonna leave me, So it could be that type of insecurity. And I know I said to you guys before, it was like somebody's mad at you guys because of the way that you left. Not even the fact that it was the fact that you left, but it was how you left too. That left in a bad taste in someone's mouth. So it could be that still you trying to mend fences with a family member, that sort of thing. And they're still kind of like, they're still, being a bit problematic. Now, mid-month, I do see that there's going to be like, confronting some things that has been problematic. So going back to your mother or the manager or whatever situation where it's like someone is not living their best self, they may confront you. Okay. Some of you may confront them, and they're going to really tell you what's on their mind. Trust me, mid-month is going to be a get clear month. Okay. It's going to be a get clear time. And I feel that this break, like, okay, someone might have to get some of you guys together. And it could be, again, your mother, someone at the workplace, that sort of thing, a sister, someone like that, right? And they may say some things that for you may really change the perspective about where you stand with this person. Okay. And once that happens, you're going to find yourself like kind of like moving away from this person. But because I do see like at first the person is going to say something that is like totally off the wall or combative, like argumentative. And then if you have like, but then they may in the same conversation or later on try to clarify the situation. So they're being a little bit more calmer, but they're still going to be very blunt and very cold and isolated, with how they're delivering their message. And that may be it for you. You may feel like, you know what, but it's not going to be in that instant, don't call me anymore, I'm done. It'll be a gradual thing. And probably by June, you'll find yourself detaching from that person. Now, as we get into, well, I mean, I can look at this from the scale of workplace. And I do see that kind of like the same thing with the workplace. I do see like there could be like some type of disruption with a particular person at the workplace. Like someone may do something to kind of put a bad taste in your mouth, and will say something and make you feel like, okay, I have to move on. You know what I'm saying? I have to leave the situation alone. I do see that by the end of the month, some of you are going to be making plans to move on. Like your mind will be made up. Now it's just, put the plan in place and move on. I see that there may be someone that is going to be trying to find out, are you leaving? When are you going to leave? Why are you leaving? That sort of thing. And it may be a manager, maybe a supervisor, that sort of thing. But there will be someone that may reach out to you trying, concerned, they're concerned that, about what has happened and why you're deciding to leave, when they may feel like, you have everything here. Why would you want to leave? That sort of thing. So if you're at a workplace and it's like, wow, you have everything that you possibly could want. Like everyone likes you, you're valued, you're very smart, you can go anywhere in the company, that sort of thing. Like, why would you leave? Someone's trying to know, family member. They may be trying to find out, what happened between you and another family member, friend, that sort of thing. That person can come back after the fallout and then try to find out from you, like what happened, why haven't I heard from you, that sort of thing. Okay. But I get this is more leaning toward a manager, supervisor, someone at the workplace that has found out, I feel, by someone else. And then they're following up with you like, you're leaving, why are you leaving? That sort of thing. I do feel like you're going to be at a crossroads. Okay. You're going to be at this place of like really trying, or not even trying, but you're not going to be ready to make a definite decision. It's going to put this bad taste in your mouth, whatever is said or done, but it's going to take you a couple of months before you get to a place where it's like, okay, I've made my decision. And when you do, and if your decision is to move on, even if it is to stay, because I feel like there's going to be a moving, like once you get into June, a lot of things are going to calm down. But whatever decision you do make, when you get to that place of making a decision, you're going to be happy. Okay. You're going to be very, very happy that you've made that decision. Definitely. I'm trying. Okay. So as it relates to, hopefully I didn't cover that for long. I didn't really say anything. As it relates to love, I feel like some of you guys are in a long relationship. You're in a relationship that you've been with someone for a long time. You may have children by them. But again, they may feel not trapped. They may feel like, I'm trying to hang in there, but I don't know how much more of this I can take. Or you could be feeling that way. Okay. Now I know I said last month that you guys were trying to fight for your relationship. You or another person was trying to fight for it. But it seems to me that there is like this hold up. You're feeling trapped. They're feeling like they don't know how much more of this they can take. And really, you guys, some of you are just in it for the family, or because you make good money together, or you've been together a long time, that sort of thing. Okay. So it's something that kind of keeps you, going because of it. Now, you guys are not feeling like there's the connection here is a bit problematic. Okay, you may have not even gone out with your mate in quite some time because you're working all the time and they work all the time. Okay, some of you may have found out recently that there's another person, and that's why he's been so distant, or that's why, you know, you guys have taken a break, and he's always saying he's working, or he has to go to work, that sort of thing. But you may find out that there's another person. Okay. I feel like a lot of you have tried your best to reconcile the situation, try to continue to make the situation work, and you've approached it from a very step by step situation, like, one day at a time. But there's just, you keep feeling like something is not damn right. And probably at night it's like no, and a full moon, a new moon is really going to be making you feel like no, something's not right. Even though you're trying to like scale back, you're trying to be a little bit more practical, you're trying to like, reconcile things and not necessarily, get paranoid about it, there's still some things that you just feel like is not right. I feel like your home life is a bit unstable. I feel like some of you, for my Scorpio ladies, you may be feeling unstable or coming across unstable in your relationship. If you're the other person, you're creating an unstable life or home for that couple. So I always tell people, definitely don't do to others what you wouldn't want done to you. Okay, because the karma is real. It will come back to you either this lifetime or the next. So be mindful of that. I feel like there's going to be definitely some confronting a situation, confronting an end. Like somebody's going to say, oh, so you're leaving? Is this over? Someone may try to confront you first. Okay. For my Scorpio ladies, he may try to confront you first about something, and then you're going to just like calmly, I feel almost, confront him about like, let's get down to what this is really all about, and like, it could be something that he says like, why do you doing dot, 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 something unrelatable to anything. And then you're confronting the real situation. Okay. So some of you might be saying, this is over, I'm done. Okay. After having taken some time and thought about this thing, it could be someone could be saying this to you too. After some time of thinking, they think that the best thing for them to do is to move on or to move, to leave the situation, that sort of thing. Now, I see at the end of the month that there's going to be some plans to leave. And I feel like for a lot of you that's going to be planning to leave, you're not going to do it right then and there. The other person may, okay? Or they may say that, hey, I'm going to leave, but, they don't necessarily leave right then and there, okay? Or they may not even tell you that they're going to be leaving, and there's just going to be plans to move on. But I feel like this is going to be more coming from Scorpios, making plans to move on. If for nothing else, emotionally, you're kind of like reconciling with yourself to kind of like let that go and move on from it. Okay. If it is you, Scorpio, I feel like your mate may be trying to get down to the bottom of a situation. Like, what happened to you? Maybe we can work this situation out. What happened? And again, at the end of the month, I'm seeing that you're not really ready to make a full decision, but you will be making one. So it's that same energy to kind of like separate from you and your mate. Now, for those of you that there isn't a third party, I feel like some of you have an opportunity to kind of like take your life to the next level. But again, it could be at the detriment of people that you're obligated by, and you're just really like confused, you're saddened, to have to make any decision about the situation, but you kind of have to, and you're not really sure if what you're going to decide is the right thing. You may find that you may find, or someone may try to propose, say, move in with me, let's move in together. But that may down the line make, okay, here's the thing. Some of you, that your life is getting ready to take off, right? You're making good money, you may be getting a promotion and all that stuff, but you're not really sure. So a job could be wanting you to stay and offering you a lot of stuff, and then you have a new opportunity to go someplace else. You're a mate, okay? I feel like you're doing everything that you can to kind of keep the relationship going properly, and you really have been taking it step by step, but you're not really sure if this thing is going to work. And I feel like they could be saying to you that they're going to, propose something to you, like, why don't we move in together? Why don't we get married? That sort of thing. And you may find someone saying to you that that's not the right thing to do. Someone else may be upset about that you're going to go move in with somebody, be with someone, because it may take away from how they depend on you. Because I feel like there's multiple people, multiple situations that is dependent upon you. Okay. So you trying to move on into your life with your mate may upset somebody else in your life, your mother. If you're trying to move on to another position where you can grow there, your manager, someone may be feeling a little betrayed or not good about that. Okay. Others of you, if you decide to move into this home and get married and all this other stuff, when you're really not sure, because there's a huge feeling like you're not sure, you may down the line feel like trapped once you're in it. Like, this is not what I wanted. This is not really what I had in mind. And then you'll be in it, because you're married or you've already moved in together. So, don't be pressured to make a decision, and don't feel like you have to be aligned and have an allegiance to any particular person. If you're doing your best that you can toward the people that you love, and you know that you are, then you have to be okay with however they perceive that. If they, want more than what you can give, you can't get blood from a turnip. And eventually they're going to have to see that for what it is, or they'll just continue to stay miserable. Because this person, whoever this is, that kind of doesn't want you to be like, they're fighting against you. They're miserable. Like, there's something wrong with them and they're not being stable. Okay. So it's more them than it is you. And that could come up, man or woman, that somebody is kind of being difficult with you moving in a direction that will promote growth for you. Okay. So, and that's again for the couples that are not in a threesome situation, because not everybody's dealing with an external person in their relationship. And I feel like whatever problems that you guys, all Scorpios, are dealing with in your relationships, mid-month is going to be the month of clarity, coming clean, saying what's going on, and kind of like putting an end to all the BS. Okay? But there's going to be like some things said, somebody taking a step back, needing a break, and then either deciding that, hey, I can't deal, I'm leaving, or you guys being able to kind of get to a better place. And that's going to take probably until June. So you're going to be in this funky feeling until June. But once you get there, you're going to be very happy. And that really is kind of like across the board. So if you are dealing with an infidelity or a person that is just have you feeling not secure and they're not committing and ... whatever decision you finally make will be a good decision for you. But I feel like you won't necessarily make a decision, or a decision won't be made until June. But whatever the outcome is, it will benefit you. You may not see it in the moment. You may not feel like it in the moment, but down the line, you'll look back and say that was the best thing for me to kind of like choose me over so many people, especially for you guys that's always putting somebody before yourself. I understand if you have children that you kind of have to do that, but even children, you can put them in a perspective of your life and still kind of nurture yourself. So I would say the advice here is to definitely let go of anything, let go of any betrayals. If no one is cheating, okay, then because some of you guys are destabilized because you may be feeling like something is going on and it may not even be anything going on. So you have to let go of any past pain or hurt, not necessarily that that person caused you. It could be from your childhood, it could be from another relationship. And if it is that person, you have to say to yourself, can I forgive them and move on, or can I not? And then I have to move on by myself. But you have to make some decision, okay? Or that person needs to make that decision if it's you it's being affected in that way as well. So that's what I have for you guys for the month of April. If you would like to share how this relates to you, please leave it in the comment section below. You guys, we would love to hear from you. And I guess I will see you guys with another one. I was telling Sagittariuses that I don't remember my exact outro. I think I had to go back and listen to an old video and hear what the outro is so I can say it again. But I hope that this resonates with you guys, and I will be back with another one. Take care, Scorpio.